Hey.
Hey.
This stuff, this will help with your sleep as well.
Well, okay, look, okay, I'm not gonna even like try to pretend. You'll always know if I went out the night before because my voice gets scratchier and deeper. So I might have enjoyed an old fashioned or two at a great esports meetup. So, hence liquid IV.
All right.
And maybe
whole
why
I'm
I
kind
blue
of
also
funny
finger
with the
aesthetic.
alcohol. I grew up, my parents had pubs and restaurants whenever I was growing up. So I've been around about people drinking too much since I was about 11 years old. So I've seen it all. It kind of puts you off a little bit.
Oh, Virginia, I don't know what this is. I don't know about you, Red, but I somehow think I might be getting like an unplanned intervention here while we do this. So
See, I was thinking the old Looney Tunes cartoons where she's the angel on your shoulder and I'm the devil. Like, yeah, bourbon. Yeah, let's go for it.
you kind of match it too with your little fiery redness that you are.
I'm good with it.
Are we ready for this, you guys? Are you ready for the mic? Virginia, are you ready for the mic is listening?
Oh, always. I'm ready. Always
All right,
ready.
guys, let's do this.
The mic is listening.
The mic is listening.
The mic is listening.
The mic is
The
listening.
mic is listening.
The 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 mic is listening.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to The Mic is Listening. I'm Sia, and we are back for another wonderful Wednesday conversation. Something that was inspired by one of my posts for once. I'm very excited when I get excited about my posts sometimes, and I kind of want to continue the conversation. But before we go into it, before we get started, today's episode is all about okay, I used a Metallica lyric. So if you guys know Enter Sandman, then you will know what this reference is. But it's exit light, enter night, sleep anyone? With Virginia and Red. I'll introduce Virginia and Red in a second here. But before we get started on that, I want to talk about this little thing that been working with a lot of clients on lately. And it is all about what's your personality. When you're developing your own personal brand, your company brand, whatever digital content you're putting out there, again, in my selfish, perspective is podcasts, whether it's visual or audio. A lot of clients are concerned about how they articulate their personality. How can they best represent themselves? And the only advice I can really give is be yourself, be your authentic self, who you are. Don't try to be something you're not. Now, obviously, from a branding perspective, if you are about, if you're a doctor, for example, you may not want to show up with, unwashed clothes, smoking a cigar, cigarette, or something to that effect, right? So kind of be on brand on things like that. But it's okay to be yourself. You don't have to be that stiff upper lip all the time. If you sell real estate, for example, we know you sell houses. We know what you do for a living, but who are you? Who are you that I might want to engage with to do one of the biggest investments of my entire life and one of the biggest purchases in my entire life, right? If I can trust you that you'll find the right property for me or the right home or the right, neighborhood that I've always dreamt about, tell us your stories around that and how you help provide value to the people that are listening. So your personality should expand and provide a bit of that little hug and comfort that Red earlier said that he never had growing up. So on that note, if there's any questions that you guys have, that's my little tidbit of the day is think about your personality, who you are. Don't try to be something you're not. But of course, consider your brand, but don't be the business that you're in. Okay. I used to be in tech sales and I thought I had to be proper and talk about technology all day long like a robot. No, I sell technology. Yeah, that's what I do. But all my clients like me because they liked my personality. So chew on that, guys, and let me know what your thoughts are. Agree, disagree. I would love to see it in the comment section. So without further ado, I am so excited to introduce some really amazing people. Red Stafstrom and Virginia Czarnocki. Welcome to the Mic is Listening.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yep,
and good to be here with Red too.
Oh, well,
So she's the prim and proper one.
well, I will say this much, Red. I did ask Red to behave this time around everyone, but not lose who he is, right? We're talking about on brand and your personality, so be you, Red. But Virginia, though, is brand new to the show, never been.
Nope, first time.
I
First
know, and we
time,
barely.
and that meant Red needs to be himself, not nothing else. I did say earlier on, I'm a good working class Scottish woman. No, don't need to hold anything back.
Well,
You drop one F-bomb and you just get this reputation. Like, there wasn't even full frontal nudity on this one, and I felt proud of that.
well, okay, so let me clarify. I personally don't care about F-bombs and frontal nudity. That's your prerogative. But somehow there are these like platforms that we stream on that seem to
Yeah.
care about children.
Yeah.
Or some people complain because they enjoy that. So that's the only thing I worry about. The last thing I need is to be slapped with like, adult content, like,
Censored.
I
Although-
was just thinking of the full Burt Kreischer where I just talk shirtless, and I'm fine with that.
although that is funny if you think about it. Could you imagine like having this like explicit content, especially for children, and it's like a total business-based podcast? That's pretty funny. Or is
Well-
it? So, guys, welcome back. Okay, so this was kind of a last-minute thing, and I really appreciate you joining at the last minute. But I want to, first off, give a little, not a lot, just a little bit about yourself, Virginia, because I think you, when I met you on the group, the Servers Professionals Network, SPN, #community group chat, and I'm getting to know you, I'm like, girl, what does this woman not do? So without a huge long story, because I'd like you on a separate podcast later that I can really dig into your life, but how do you define Virginia? Because you're a typical entrepreneur. You've got like 15 like companies going on. So how do I introduce you?
Just your average middle-aged mum going out of her way to crush life. That's me.
Not average. No.
You are
no,
not
no,
average.
No. It's not, no, none of this humility stuff. Like, toot your own horn.
Oh God, I don't know. I'm a lawyer, fitness professional, nutrition coach, mum, animal lover, introvert, often called the cyborg, called the big bitch by my children. Which sounds nice. I don't know. I honestly, if anyone asks me, all I'm trying to do is never be that person who says, I wish I had. Never be that person who had any regrets, and just to go for it. Because if I want to do it, the time is now. If I'm telling myself I want to do it, the time's now, so I'm going to do it. So basically that's it. I just go and do it. And if I don't like it, I drop it and I change it and I do something else. But at the end of the day, that's it. I'm doing all the things I want to do. I can't put myself, I don't want to be the person who's just the lawyer or the fitness professional, because that's not me. I have too many likes.
Yeah. No, you know what's so funny about you though is you will give it the college try. Like you will try once. If it doesn't work, you struck me as someone that also, do you follow that saying of like, if you're going to do it, fail fast?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
Is that the same? Like something, I can never get these idioms right.
Yeah, you just go all in. You're never going to fail anyway. It might just not go quite the way that you wanted it to do. But if you go all in, you give yourself the opportunity to try it. And you also give yourself the opportunity to make so many mistakes that you also get it right. So whilst it might not be in the right direction, you'll work out all the things that you do like. And it gets you to the place that you eventually do end up going in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I feel like if you have regrets, you'll meander a little bit longer, right? To try to get yourself back. But if you just try it, at least you can say, yeah, I skinned my knee, wasn't for me, and move on type of thing. Red, you strike me also as someone that would be inclined to give it that college try or try it once. Or are you? Am I interpreting what you are?
I'm one of those people who, like, watched Jackass as a kid and thought that looks fun. Sometimes to a little like a bit like I never quite went full board, but I'm not afraid of falling down because I look at the face. It's taken its hits over the years, so it's not a big deal if I fall flat on my face a few times.
Yeah,
So,
no.
why not?
I would like to say I'm like totally like gung ho. I think my personality, you would think I would be the person to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go for it. But I'm actually very timid, you guys. It took a lot out of me to go into the entrepreneurial world, to figure out what I wanted to do. I mean, I was so comfortable in my tech corporate life, you know what I mean? That, working for the man or the woman, I was fine with. And it wasn't until I left that I realized, holy smokes, actually a very fulfilling life you can live. Now, I'm not saying if you're a corporate employee, you can't either. I just was so enraptured into that world that I didn't realize what me was. And that's dangerous, I think.
I'm a true believer in, like we were talking about drinking before. I've got a lot of family members who have been through recovery, who've been through AA, all of that kind of stuff. I am a big believer in rock bottom because without some sort of rock bottom, nothing changes. You have to hit a point where you say, I will no longer accept this and change. It doesn't have to be something major. I mean, I could run out of coffee tomorrow, decide that'll never happen again, put the line in the sand, and then open a chain of Dunkin' Donuts.
Right.
And have them literally deliver my coffee every morning. Like, I can do that if I want to. That rock bottom could be that jumping off point, but you have to choose that you're no longer going to accept that.
And listening to you there, Red, I think none of it has been easy for me. I had a bit of a troubled childhood. I was not a confident person at all. So whenever I first decided to leave law and go and try something different, because I think back at that time, I thought it had to be one or the other, that you couldn't combine and do multiple things at once. So it was difficult. I wasn't able to just overnight say, right, that's it, I'm going to go off and I'm going to do something new. It was a struggle. And I'm an introverted individual as well. So it's sometimes in the background, there's a lot of psyching up to get to where I want to be and to make the kind of changes. And you do feel fear. It's not just a case of just being able to leap. You've got to have courage within yourself that you can make it work. It's definitely not easy.
Well, and on the introvert note, I actually posted a study. I can't remember who came out with it like 2 or 3 days ago. Being an introvert is a superpower when you're behaving the way you are, because we can sit there and stay with one topic for a long time and really keep going. Whereas the extroverts are trying to do a lot of different things at once and have that issue where they're trying to be everywhere. And then when there's no social satisfaction, they step away. That's why like introverts get that like video game personality attributed to us, because we'll sit there until we beat the game, whereas an extrovert just says, okay, I'm going to go play basketball.
I think it was you I was talking about, like, where you get your energy from, right? Introverts, where you have to like generate from within, whereas extroverts, you go into a room and you feed off the energy of others, which it's interesting. I think the older I've gotten, and I'm wondering if it changes over time, you guys, is if you're an extrovert as a kid and then as you become an adult, you become maybe a mix of both. Because I see a lot of people kind of who were like my boyfriend, for example, was a spaz as a kid. Then puberty hit and he's now like a total introvert. Like he just swung the opposite side of the pendulum. And now me, I'm finding out I'll go out, I'll do a happy hour, I'll network. Everyone's my best friend. I come home and I'm just like, close my eyes and I just sigh. And it's just like, I never used to do that. Does that happen? Or do you think, Virginia, like you made a comment about menopause and perimenopause and all that. Does hormones play a factor into how we kind of consume our energy? Do you think it evolves, you guys? Or is it just we're old and I'm just tired?
I think we educate ourselves as well. I mean, I think a lot of it is educating yourself. I mean, I said that I'm an introvert. I would never have been able to build a legal practice, for example, as an introvert. I would never have been able to put myself into situations where I was negotiating contracts going into meetings, etc., I actually had to practice. And I think it's like anything that you do habitually. If you practice, you get better at it. And when you've practiced and you've gotten better at it, it just becomes part of your psyche. So you end up, because nobody believes me whenever I say that I'm introverted. They always say, no, you're not. And I'm like, no, trust me, I so am. If you put me into a meeting scenario, I'm going to check out who's in that meeting before I go into the meeting so that I know exactly who I'm going to talk to. And then I'll look like I'm introverted, that I'm extroverted, sorry, but I'm not at all. I've just gotten myself comfortable with the environment that I'm going into.
Well, I think preparation does give confidence too. Like, I'm not saying being introvert, extrovert gives you lack of confidence. I'm just saying maybe the way it manifests itself is a little bit more assertive that an extrovert probably naturally does. Whereas I think introverts, it's a conscious decision. It's intentional, right? So, okay, if we're talking about our, different personalities, let's talk about a topic that was like near and dear to my heart. Like the other night, there was a massive hailstorm in Dallas area. I mean, you guys, in the 17 years I've lived in Dallas, I had never experienced this level of hail. It literally, guys, came in. I saw lightning through the blinds, and I was thinking, okay, thunderstorm, that's very common in the springtime. And it just came in full force. It sounded like someone was throwing bricks on top of our house. And I have a 2-story house. And for those that had west-facing windows, because it came from the southwest, kind of coming up, or this way, depending on
my wife thinks south is downhill. She has no sense of direction whatsoever.
That is a very true statement, sir.
Yeah.
I'll just
you could turn her around twice in a phone booth and she'd get lost.
Exactly. But anyway, so anyone that had a west-facing window, their windows got knocked out. And it wasn't like windy like a tornado. It was just the front of the storm coming in from the west. It was just blowing in that way. I can't even begin to imagine people that had that have actually experienced a real tornado, because that was the first time I was really I threw my dogs into the stairs, into the closet, and I've never done that. So that being said, got 0 sleep, literally functioned on 2 hours of sleep yesterday, completely brain dead. Tried to accomplish what I could off my little checklist that I created. How do you guys, when you get those one-off nights like that, and I'm going to separate the difference of insomnia of chronic versus situational insomnia. How would you guys, and have you guys experienced something similar where the kid is sick or the dog is sick or you're sick and you just can't sleep for that moment in time? Virginia, what have you done and what do you recommend?
Well, I as a lawyer, we're conditioned to work 24, 48, 72 hours and more without a break to close deals. It seems to be par for the course. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's to do with mismanagement. So it was obviously got a little bit better the more senior that I got. But the reason I'm saying this is that in the early days, I was going to bed. So this is what my day was like. So again, the reason I'm saying this is because I think you can condition yourself to the lack of sleep as well. Whenever I had my kids, I would go to the office, I'd pick the kids up, I'd come home, I'd cook dinner, I'd bath them, I'd put them to bed, and then I'd start again. And I'd work through to maybe 2:30 in the morning. I'd go to sleep, I'd get back up about 5 the next morning, and I'd go again. And it went on and on and on like that for years, where I was getting by on maybe 4 hours sleep a night. And I thought I was doing fine, until I became self-employed, and then I controlled my hours a little bit better, and then I realised just how much I was sleep deprived and how my body perhaps wasn't functioning quite the way that it should have done. So now I really, really notice it. It doesn't happen quite as much as it did, although at the moment my 2 older kids are away, so my husband and I have got the joys of their cats. So we've been wakened up in the middle of the night now by these blasted meowing cats. So, so what have I done? I actually decided to start Tai Chi. And I decided to start Tai Chi for 2 reasons. Flexibility, one, and the second one is for the meditation. And I'm finding that is having such a positive impact on how I feel when I've been wakened up on multiple occasions by these blasted cats.
Wow. Okay. So, okay. Okay. I'm going to ask this question, and it'll be a funny question because I'm Asian. I'm just going to say, okay, I've seen the Tai Chi like in the park where they're like slowly moving like this. But I don't understand where the flexibility comes into Tai Chi because I've never seen anyone show Tai Chi where they're like doing yoga poses or anything like that. So help me understand what exactly is Tai Chi? Yes, I'm asking the question.
What is Tai Chi? Well, it's katas, so it's routines that you perform. I guess like any other martial art, they take you through the katas. I've only been doing it for about, I think, 6 weeks now, but it's thoroughly enjoying the meditation, and it ties in nicely with the fact that I've had the cats for about 3 months.
Oh.
But it's slow movements. And what he does at the start of the class is he does some meditation at the start, some meditation at the end. It takes you through the slow movements, which for me is good because I find that if I am lacking sleep, I can get a bit grumpy, I can get a bit tetchy. I find it difficult to concentrate, so I can go into the office, sit at the desk, and I'm not focusing properly. So whenever I've had that opportunity to meditate, get a little bit of rest, just close my body down, not be conscious of the fact that I'm tired, I think. So it just slows you down. And I think you focus so much on the katas that you're not focusing on the fact that you're actually tired.
Ah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this goes into, like, nobody can test drive a healthy body to know what it really feels like. And that's one of the things that like really hits home, because you don't know what you feel like when you're fully charged.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so used to running at 50% that I'd be almost confused if I was running at 90. So that shift, that ability to do Tai Chi, to meditate, to take the time, like, you thought you were perfectly functional at 80 hours a week. You weren't. You were operating at 10 to 20%, and now you're seeing what 80 to 90% is because of fitness routines, because of meditation, because of self-care, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
That is literally, I think, why I think particularly, and Virginia, you tell us on this, as I affectionately say, as a non-American, I think Americans have a hard time relaxing. I think we don't know how to vacation. So one of the biggest criticisms of I heard and I've seen, like when I got to travel the world for a spell there, was the feedback we got was, why do you Americans have to go to like 15 different cities in your 10-day vacation? Why can't you just sit back, enjoy one city, enjoy one segment of the country for those 15 days? And I think maybe that goes back to what you were saying, you guys, because we're used to working on 2, 4, 6 hours, well, not 6, but 2, 4 hours a day. Yeah. By the way, I'm a 6 to 8 hour sleeper. If I get less than 6 hours, I am miserable, which I was yesterday. Just that my body doesn't like it. So do you think we have a problem culturally now? Now I'm thinking about that. Do you think it's a cultural problem where we don't think we should accept sleep?
I think you have hit the nail on the head. And as someone who came from the UK to the Cayman Islands, who then ended up in a legal capacity dealing with Brits, dealing a lot more with Americans that I hadn't had that much experience with in the past, I definitely noticed changes. Number one, you guys get something ridiculous like 10 days holiday a year. What the hell? You go to the UK and you're looking at between 4 and 6, at least in the profession that I was in, you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks holiday. And there I am dealing with Americans who've got 10 days holiday, who don't want to go out. That's where the pressure came on as well, to do so many of these deal closings and to do these deal closings in a very short period of time. The only thing it was, they were, in my opinion, often mismanaged, which used to drive me insane, because you'd find tons of really junior lawyers being the ones who were directing you. And they were afraid to not be in the office because they wanted to be working X number of hours. So there was a massive change. And I think when they a lot of the US law firms moved into the UK as well. It changed how the British people were operating too. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, from the point of view of working with people in the States, there's definitely more of a boom, 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 boom kind of mentality. It doesn't mean they're more efficient.
No.
It just means that there seems to be this need to be there 24/7.
I really believe, like, we prioritize working harder, and we get told, like, from a very early age, if you want to be rich, you need to work hard, you need to work hard, need to work hard. But the more I've been in the business world and the more I've done consulting and things like that, it's not about hard work, it's about simplification, it's about automation, it's about having things done that you don't need to think about. Jeff Bezos is not the hardest working man in America.
No,
neither is Elon
and
Musk,
most of them
neither
are
is
not.
Bill Gates. No, it's about efficiency. It's about figuring things out that run without you. Like, you're not the person doing everything, but we get told, and our culture is built on, if you want to be successful, you have to work hard. No, you have to work smart.
Do you know what one of the biggest changes is that anyone will notice if they're able to change their sleep pattern, and you can go for a full, say, 7-day period. Now, you see this thing on my wrist. Yeah. I monitor my sleep. So I actually monitor my heart rate and I monitor my sleep so that I can work out when I get my most efficient sleep. So this thing, and I use the Apple Watch beforehand, gives me an idea of when I should go to sleep. So I get my best sleep if I go to sleep earlier in the evening, which was a change for me because I always went late. But if you can get 7 days of quality sleep with plenty of deep sleep and REM, the biggest change that you will notice in your body, are you ready for it? Is a shrinkage in your midsection. You will lose weight from your belly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know how well you could see this, but this, I have one of those watches. I'm just not wearing it at the moment. This is my normal sleep. Like, I'm just not getting, like, even if I'm unconscious, I don't get any rest. And that's where
you're not getting deep sleep.
None.
Wait, can I ask a question? So does it take your pulse or something? Like, how does it know when you're like, what magic is this? You guys are,
it's
I've heard of it, obviously, but
it's to do with your heart rate. So it's the changes in your heart rate. So I use it to see whether when I go to the gym now, I don't go to the gym to train to become an Olympic athlete. I'm training for optimal performance. So I'm always trying to get the absolute best out of my body without pushing it to the state of, say, an actual athlete, because I've also got a family and a business and whatever else. So it'll just show me if I'm working out too hard, if I'm not working out hard enough. I don't have long periods of time to work out, so I don't want to go to the gym for an hour. I'd like to work out within 30 minutes to 40 minutes. It'll tell me whether I'm working out hard enough during that period of time. And it'll also show you where your heart rate is as well. So it'll tell you when you've gone into a deep sleep or a restorative sleep, and whether from your heart rate your body's recovering quickly enough to recover in a manner.
I'm kind of inspired right now with Virginia. I mean, that's 7 days, because look, I think all of us can look down at our stomachs right now and be like, I don't mind losing a couple inches or 10 right now. I'm all about it. And
I've gotten rather voluptuous.
and I'm not trying to use this as an excuse, but it is, I'm telling you, the more I'm getting educated on it, and I am a woman of a certain age, I find myself, my sleeping patterns have changed. I find that suddenly I just like smell food and I'm like, how did I just gain 2 pounds?
That's lack of sleep as well. If you're not sleeping enough, you're going to be more inclined to eat junk because your body's not fired up, it's not energized. And the easiest way for you to get the energy is to put the quick burning carbohydrates into your body and sugar into your body. So if you're not sleeping enough, it affects your diet. But what I'm talking about with the midsection is what I call a stress belly. And I can spot a stress belly a mile away, even a stress belly on someone who's carrying excess weight, so someone who's carrying fat. Because if you're not sleeping properly, your body's not recovering properly, and your body stores energy. And it stores energy by keeping fat. And the easiest place to store fat is in your belly, so that you've got the energy then to get you through the day whenever you haven't had enough sleep, whenever you haven't eaten the right kind of foods, etc. And going to the gym and working out ain't going to fix it. It'll fix it a little bit, but you will still hold on to that little bit of belly fat, because your body will just adapt to make sure that you're not going to put yourself into bad health. It doesn't mean you won't go into bad health, but your body's doing the best that it possibly can to keep you safe.
So this isn't the gut. This is extra batteries.
It's yeah, but there you go. It's extra battery.
Can you imagine, like, it's batteries
on?
Yeah, I'm green energy.
That's right. We're eco-friendly, you guys. Come on.
Yeah.
No, Virginia. I am scrolling your website, but this is not about your health side of your business. This is your other entrepreneurial pursuit. So, as you affectionately say, this is what pays you to be able to do your other entrepreneurial pursuits. So real quick, because we're coming up on the end of time, you guys, I want to be respectful because you guys did jump on the last second. So thank you again. West Bay Global Services, what exactly is that? And why can you and how can you do that business from the Grand Cayman Islands? Because I too would like a career where I could sit on an island and kvetch about cats waking me up in the middle of the night with beautiful beach water playing in the background.
We are a financial services business, so we do a number of things. We do outsourced financial services. We're also a registered office service provider, so we provide a registered office to offshore businesses who want to have businesses, onshore businesses who want to have businesses offshore. We provide the registered office to them. We do some director services as well. We do good stuff like FATCA, CRS, anti-money laundering compliance officer, and we also have a law firm here, but the law firm is just to help service the other business. So think investment funds, hedge funds. That's basically what this is. It's a business that services hedge funds and investment funds.
That's so funny because tonight, and I don't know if it's going to go through you guys, we were expecting like an ice storm here in Dallas. It was only like 60, 70 degrees a couple days ago. Just so welcome to spring in Texas. Yeah. But I'm part of a business organization called Global Leaders Organization. I'm the Dallas co-chair here. And we partnered up with another organization called the Alliance of Mergers and Acquisitions Advisors. And it sounds like your organization would have been a good fit for that.
Yep.
That group,
probably.
Right? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so yeah, no. Oh, girl, then we definitely need to talk about other things. So there's definitely some cross-pollination here that we can do beyond the health, beyond the fact that we're all part of SPN. I love it. And of course, your story is just sick. You got to do a movie with you.
For the Rice Krispie movie.
Dude, seriously, for you need to come back. So please, Virginia, thank you for jumping on at the last second. I really appreciate you.
No, you're welcome.
I mean, seriously, I cannot wait to share your story. But on that note, Red. So I want to make sure I give you the love as well. So Broken Salespeople, you do have a podcast on that, but also.
Yeah. So actually working on creating a course specially designed for introverts in sales that I am recording. Literally, I have to put this sign up behind my head. And then once I do that, I'm going to start recording that. But it's all about helping people in sales, people who know that there's something wrong with the way they were taught, but may not know what it is. They know something is off, but they may not know how to articulate it, where that biological struggle is based on what we're taught to do, what we're naturally inclined to do, and what we're told to do by managers. So that's what everything's about. It's what works and not what we were pushed on.
No, I love it. As a newly minted entrepreneur within the last 3 years or so, it is surprising to me, I guess. Maybe it was an eye opener, maybe because I was just purely ignorant. But I mean, a lot of people could use your support and advisement because you are very matter of fact. And I really enjoy listening to your writings, or not listening to you and reading your writings. Maybe I should drink more. Maybe I should sleep more, huh, guys?
Maybe sleep, yeah.
But no, you guys, thank you so much for your time as always. I super appreciate you. And for everyone that wants to get a hold, Red Stafstrom Virginia Czarnocki.
Yeah.
Is that how you? It is how you Czarnocki, right?
That's fine. That'll do. It's Czarnocki, but
Czarnocki. Oh, that's
yes,
even better. Oh, girl, I should
everyone
have.
pronounces it Czarnocki.
My last name sounds like IKEA furniture, so I'm used to people getting it wrong.
My last name sounds like, yes, I said that. So, I mean, trust me, I get it. No one ever gets my name. But anyway,
just call
guys,
me what my kids call me, big bitch. It works.
I'll
love
accept
that.
that too. You can call me that too.
You're a cool mom, by the way. I don't know if I would let my kids call me that. I'd be like,
It's different with Scottish people though. Like that's a hello. That's a term of affection in Scotland.
Absolutely, it is. Absolutely,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to go to Scotland. I think everyone keeps telling me how awesome it is, but oh my gosh, okay, I'm getting distracted. And Deb, you're so awesome. Like Deb Curtis is like putting your guys' LinkedIn
Oh,
profile
that's
up
nice.
here.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah, Deb is
nice of you.
phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about her too.
I know. Well, Deb is going to be on the next, well, not next one, but in a future live stream for us and podcast. So Deb, get ready, girl. We'll get you on soon enough. So anyway, I think we need to wrap this up. You guys are awesome. I really want to say thank you so much for your time. One last note here before I sign off. There is because this podcast is really about to promote other people and podcasts. So there is a new live stream that I want or not live stream. It is a YouTube channel, but also a podcast that's just getting released on the MAP Esports Podcast Network. It's called Metaverse and Beyond with Chase.
Nice.
Oh, another screw. I forgot the other name. Sorry, guys. They're brothers. Okay, they're like 12-year-old kid, 10 and 12, I believe. And Chase and oh my gosh, I forgot the other boy's name. I'm the worst promoter person ever. Just look at Metaverse and Beyond, you guys, and then Google Chase with it, and you'll get them. But these kids produce their own show. So what we've done is, they took the initiative to produce it themselves. And you guys, they interviewed another client of mine that I produce his podcast. It's Lewis Johnson with All In with Esports. He is an Olympic broadcaster. And so this guy's a 20-year plus veteran, right? He's interviewed, as a broadcaster. Currently, he's coming back from Beijing from NBC. And these kids were just as they kept up with him. And that's incredible to me. If you can interview a professional broadcaster and stay in conversation and have really good questions and banter, those kids are going to go far. So not only are they producing their own show, they've got the most amazing conversational skills, and they're talking about concepts that you guys, I don't even understand yet. I don't understand the metaverse. Do you guys?
No. I just looked it up. It looks like Chase and Sage.
Sage! Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I'm the worst. Thank you. I'm so bad. Sorry, Sage. All right. Metaverse and Beyond with Chase and Sage. Check them out. They are so cute. I love them to death. And I can't wait to see how they progress in their career. And of course, selfishly, there's another podcast coming out for the CISO Diaries. That's my own personal project with Leah McLean. And it's all about highlighting security professionals and leaders and next generation leadership with the mission of getting people who want to get into cybersecurity the fair opportunity to do it, that you don't have to have 10 years experience for an entry-level job, damn it. That's got to go away. That's my 2 cents rant. On that note, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you for another week of The Mic is Listening. And gosh, let's just call it a day here. And I'm going to fade this out. How do I doop. And we're out of here. Bye, guys.